Hello and welcome to the monthly Yap Up. I'm Ellie, your host, and this is a series where I yap to the camera until I decide to stop. So if you know me from elsewhere and you want to get to know me better, then here's a place for you to be. Or if you just kind of want something on in the background to listen to while you're doing other stuff, then this might be the series for you. I think that is the first time I've ever stuttered on my intro, but it probably won't be the last. So it's May. I feel like May has been a crazy month and I don't really know how to start, where to start, what to do, so I'm just going to go chronologically. And it's been a lot. It's been mentally and physically really challenging, but in a good way, and I think we've come out stronger because of it. I say we, like you've done this with me. I have come out physically and mentally stronger because of it, but I still feel a bit fragile. I still feel a bit tired, and I feel like I'm still just recovering from everything. So, where to start? This month started off with ultimate chaos. I mean, as it always does. I am quite a chaotic person and my life is very chaotic, so we're going to start as we mean to go on. And I tried to book my travel for Comic-Con. Now, I will talk about Comic-Con at the end of this video because it was literally last weekend, the very end of the month. However, booking the travel was one of the first things that I did. I was very lucky and my friend offered me a place to stay, which meant I didn't have to pay extra money on a hotel. So we discussed what we were going to do, whether I was going to come on Friday night or Saturday, and whether she was going to meet me in London or we were going to meet at her place or in the town. And you know, we had all of these plans. So I'm like, look, let's book a train, okay? So I tried to book a train and I'm like, before I do this, before I was offered a place, I was like, let me see how much the hotels are, because if they're not that expensive, I'll go all weekend anyway. So if you don't know, I was invited as a panelist, which was very cool, and like I said, I will talk about that at the end of the video, but it meant I had to be there for at least Sunday. I didn't get a creator pass this time around, so I had to pay for my ticket and my hotel and all that kind of stuff on top. So I was like, to save money, I'm only going to go for one day. So I'm trying to book a hotel and see that kind of stuff, and I look at the hotels and I'm like, guys, like, it's so cheap. It's actually ridiculously cheap, and I don't have to fork out for a really expensive hotel. I'm going to go all weekend. Let me go see if the trains are cheap. So before I book the hotel, I'm like, let's go check the trains, see if they're all running, see if they're all going. I'm like, great, everything is fine. Yay, book my trains, right? And then I go to book my hotel and I'm like, wait, that's the wrong weekend. So I checked my trains and I've booked the trains for the wrong weekend. Luckily, because I'd only just booked them, I managed to get a full refund on them. But honestly, it was so bad. I can't actually be trusted to do anything like this ever. So then I'm talking to my friend about how much it costs and how expensive it is and all of that kind of stuff, and she very kindly offers me a place to stay, and it's nice. We're going to go see each other and hang out. So we're deciding whether to meet up on the Friday, whether I'm going to go to con on Saturday, whether I'm going to stay with her and see her on Saturday, blah 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 blah. And I look at the trains and it's actually cheaper to go on the Saturday morning than it is on the Friday, and I was like, great, we'll meet each other in London and then we'll go down to the place that you live together. No, because she's not meeting me in London on Saturday. She was going to meet me in London on Friday, and I forgot. So I booked a train to London, and get this, I thought, since I don't have to book a hotel or do anything like that, I'm going to book first class. So I book a first class ticket to London when I need to go further on. So that's great. That was a good start. And I can't cancel my first class ticket because it's non-refundable. So I just have to stick it out with this first class ticket to not my final destination. And then I'm like, I'll just book an anytime single to my final destination. So if my train is late or delayed, because knowing my luck, it will be, I'll actually have, a ticket on. So I paid, I think, £20 for a single to this place. And normally it costs £5. But the way that it transpired, I actually saved myself money. So it was fine. So I booked my trains, get all that sorted, and finally sort all of that out. And then the same day, my boyfriend goes, hey, you want to book a hotel for London? What do you mean? So we're going to see Smosh, like, next week. By the time this is coming out, next week we're going to see Smosh in London, and we're also going to see Avenue Q, which I am obviously really excited about. But I was in charge. I was in charge of sorting out the hotel and all of that to make sure that we could get to the venue. After having booked the wrong week and almost the wrong hotel, guys, I missed that bit out. I almost booked the wrong hotel the other side of London. I don't know how. Don't ask me how. I got confused. I then was entrusted booking a hotel for this show that we're going to see. And I was like, I don't know if you want me to do it, considering everything that's just happened. So I'm stressing out. I look at all of these different hotels, try and find this space and blah, blah, blah. Eventually, I book a hotel, and you'll be pleased to know it's the right hotel at the right day on the right time. However, I booked us a breakfast, and it's a shitty box breakfast. There's not even like a proper full English breakfast. And I was like, I've paid £5 each. I think it was more than that. I think it was actually £7 each. It was way too expensive for a little box breakfast each to get absolutely nothing that we're going to eat, and we're going to have to go and buy McDonald's breakfast anyway. I'm not particularly happy with myself for that one, but I am excited, and I'm glad that, all things considered, Comic-Con happened and I went and it was all worth it, but it was very stressful in me fashion. But we've got that to look forward to. So this month, the thing that's been really playing on my mind is this red versus blue button debate that's been going on. And to be completely honest, I don't really know where I stand, but I really wanted to talk about it because I just think our whole society is lacking in empathy. Like, I think we need to be more understanding and aware of each other, and questions like this really puts it into perspective for me how little people care about other people. So, you don't quote me on this, I don't remember what the original post said, so there may be missing context or there may be added context in places that there shouldn't be, but this is just my interpretation of it. So there's a red button and a blue button. You have to choose one. If you choose the red button, nothing happens. If you pick the blue button, you'll die unless 50% of people also press it. And people are just saying, just press the red button and you'll live. And, you have that self-preservation of why would you press the blue button? But they don't realise how all-encompassing everyone is. Everyone includes your children. It includes, babies and toddlers who just smash a button, don't even realise what they're doing. People who don't understand the question for whatever reason, whether it's because they're, I've heard lots of discourse about this being ableist and ageist and blah, 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 blah. But, some old people may not understand the question. Some children may not understand the question. Some people who have, mental health issues may press the red button or may press the blue button wanting to die. Some people who just generally don't understand the question for whatever reason may press the button that kills them, essentially. And people are saying, oh, it's mathematics, it's this, it's that, and it's the other. But for me, what it really boils down to is empathy. It's like, why would I press the red button knowing that some people will press the blue button? Some people will inevitably press the blue button. And my initial thought was press the blue button because I wanted people not to die. And people are like, oh, it's just a savior complex. And I'm like, well, actually, statistically, I'm not a mathematician, but statistically I've read that it's actually more likely for the blue button to win. It's more likely, statistically easier to get 50% of people to agree than 100% of the people. And the people that I've read that are pressing the red button don't care. It's not about saving everybody, it's only about self-preservation. And I think that is a huge problem with our society nowadays, not just in this red versus blue button debate. This is just where it comes into fruition. Just there's no sense of community. There's no villages anymore. There's no, love thy neighbour. I'm not religious, but there is no sense of community anymore. People don't know their neighbours. People don't know the people in their towns. And I've talked about it before, but it really does bleed into everything. And I think it's what's making us miserable. We are community creatures. We are creatures that have that desire to be together, and I think we don't do that anymore. And I think we have such a lack of empathy for many different reasons, but because of the fact we're not a community anymore, that things like this, it really shows. And it's not a case of just trying to save yourself, it's trying to save as many people as possible. And I don't understand why people wouldn't want to do that. And I'm sure people who press the red button, I'm more than welcome to talk to you about it in the comments if you really want to, but I've seen a lot of people aren't interested in trying to save everybody else. It's only about whether they live or whether they die. And I think it's a great way to be, and I am no hero, I am no savior, I am selfish, I do want to live, but I also wouldn't be able to live with myself knowing that I'd lived and other people had died and I could have done something about it. Talking about live and dying, just after this whole red button fiasco went around, the hantavirus was a thing. The cruise ship that had a bunch of people with this old disease that nobody ever gets anymore and is like way higher mortality rate than COVID. God, this is all this month. It feels like that was ages ago. Anyway, that happened, and people were saying they should leave them on the boat. They should let them go home. They should blah 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 blah. Leave them on the boat. Personally, it's at the expense of a few people to save, what could be millions. Luckily, nothing has happened, and it doesn't seem like we're going into another lockdown, and that's what we thought was going to happen, because it was highly transmissible, and then it wasn't, and then it was, and there was so much misinformation about it. But it was a huge thing, like all of these people getting really, really poorly on this cruise ship, and it's, do you keep them on the cruise ship? Do they stay there where potentially they could die, but I mean, they can't get the medical care they need, but personally, my thought was, why not just send the doctors to them rather than bringing them home and sending them all over the world where they're coming into contact with probably thousands of people, along the way, in the airport, all of those things. Why not just keep them on the boat and send the doctors to them? And then it's less people in and out. It's more controlled. That's what I personally would have done. Luckily, nothing seems to have come from it. But honestly, there was a time there where I think pretty much the whole world thought we were going into another lockdown. But yeah, it's crazy. And it's crazy how selfish people are with the whole, like, oh, well, I'm not going to get vaccinated. I'm not going to wear a mask. Blah, 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 blah. Did we not learn from the first time? Again, it's come from that empathy. Well, I'm not going to get sick. I don't care if I pass it on to everybody else. I don't care if... That's just what I saw a lot of during COVID when I was working in retail. And that's a lot of the discourse that I saw, and people are like, well, if it happens again, I'm not wearing a mask. It didn't do anything for me last time. I still caught it. I don't care if you're immunocompromised. Infringing on my rights. It's not. It's a mask. Get a grip. I'm asthmatic, and I wore a mask the whole time. I was dancing in a mask. I was teaching in a mask. It's doable. You'll live. On to more nice things. The rest of the month went pretty well. I've learned to protect my peace a little bit on the topic of moving into things that are more positive. I've learned to protect my peace a little bit. I have to respond to comments. I'm the type of person who has to tell you my opinion, who has to fight for my cause, and I have to, do the right thing and explain to somebody who's doing the wrong thing or saying the wrong thing or being offensive or rude or nasty. I have to tell them, and I have to respond, particularly if it's towards my comments. Like, I made this comment ages ago about the Switch 2, and somebody basically was saying how people were basically complaining about everything to do with the Switch 2, and then all of a sudden we've got this exclusive game with amazing graphics and blah, 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 blah. And my comment was, and after all of that, people were complaining that there was no exclusive games, and so they got given one, and they're still complaining. And then someone commented, oh yeah, it's almost like people have different opinions all over the world, with like a mind-blown emoji. And I was like, I fear you're missing the point here, because it wasn't just people all over the world. It was people, the same people. Sorry, there's something in my hair. It's the same people. It's always the same people. It's, like it or not, it's content creators. A lot of the time, it's big content creators complaining about, like, things generally. But, like, it was this one person complaining, oh, we don't get any exclusive games. And then we get Pocopio exclusively. And then they go, but I don't want this game exclusive. Everybody else wants that game. And now they're complaining at me for saying that I wanted exclusive games. It's always the same people, that people just want to complain. And that was the discussion that we were having in these comments. And that was the response that I got, was like, people have different opinions. I'm like, yes, they do, but that's not the point. You're missing the whole point of the conversation we're having here. And I typed out a whole comment, and I was like, you know what? This is going to fall on deaf ears. And it's actually really sad that a few times recently I've had genuine discussions with people, and we've had different opinions on things, and I've gone, no, I understand you, but here's a different perspective. And they've gone, I never thought about it that way. Thank you so much for explaining it. Or I never thought about that. I didn't think about it that way. I didn't realize that I had a bias. And like, I had it too. Somebody said to me, like, that's a bit of a biased perspective. It's about teaching and how I found it easy and didn't understand why people weren't being inclusive. And they were like, actually, no, it is hard to do. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't realise that. It just comes naturally to me. Maybe I'm biased, maybe I have more experience, but I just don't understand, funnily enough, where this lack of empathy comes from. And we had a really long conversation about it, and it was nice to not have someone just be like, you're stupid or ignorant or thick or, you know, just calling me names for genuinely asking a question and wanting to learn about something. So it's sad that my expected reaction is that someone's going to be rude to me. And that's just what it is. And I'm trying to do it now where I just don't entertain those things and don't entertain those people. I don't comment back. I don't say anything because it just makes me miserable, and then I have to respond, and then we get into arguments, and then it just takes up hours of my time. And then every time I open the app that it's on, I panic because I'm like, oh my God, what if they've reported me? And it's just so silly because I'm not doing or saying anything wrong. I'm not calling any names or anything like that. I want to make a difference. I want to help people. I want to help people understand and make this world a more positive place. And some people just don't want to be positive. And I'm wasting my breath and I'm wasting my energy, and it makes me like viscerally angry. So I don't know why I put myself through it. And so recently I've been trying not to put myself through it and just not respond to these people. And it's been hard. And I have this need and desire to respond. So it's been hard not to do that, but I have been trying not to do that a lot more this month recently, and it's been making me feel a lot better. I'm just going to take a quick drink because it is really hot in the UK right now. Okay, into more positive things, because I don't want you to feel like everything is all doom and gloom. I feel like I complain a lot in these, but this is kind of the part of it. I just want to get it out. I bought some new blush. I'm wearing it today. I don't know whether you can see it or whether it looks any different to my normal blush that I always wear, but I've had it for years, this other blush, and I really like it, and I've always really liked it, but I just feel like no blush looks natural on my skin. Like, I can't find anything that kind of melts into my complexion or looks natural. I just feel like I always look like I'm wearing blush or like I'm wearing makeup. Part of that might be that I'm wearing a lot of blush, but it doesn't look like a lot in real life. It definitely looks better in real life. I'm like looking behind you, there's a mirror behind you. It looks better in the mirror than it does on camera. It looks really saturated on camera, and I think that's part of the reason why I don't like it. So I went and bought this different blush, like a more coral tone blush, because I felt like my old blush was coming up really red and looked really unnatural, and I don't feel like this one did. And then I've been wearing it and I feel like it does look red. I feel like it looks no different to the other blush, and it might just be my skin and the way that it blushes. I should just be better off without blush, but I just want it to look pinky and like nice and like rosy, or it just looks red. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want it to look natural, and I don't think it does. But I don't know whether that's because of the saturation, because of the tone, because of the shade. Like, I don't know. And I swatched so many on my hands, trying to find something new. And this was the one that I liked the most. A lot of the other tones just didn't come out the way that I wanted them to. A lot of them just went really orangey or really bland or just literally completely disappeared. Like, I know I said I wanted them to melt into my skin tone, but I wanted them to still be pink rather than literally just blend into my skin and disappear. So I'm still trying to work with that. I'm not very good with liquid products. I also bought a liquid bronzer to go with it, and I am not doing great with either of them. I'm really struggling to apply them. And it might just be the type of brushes that I'm using. I did use a different brush for my blush today, but it's got some of my old blush on it, so maybe that looks maybe that's why it looks red. And I definitely think it diffused the product a bit better. So I don't really know how to feel. I don't know whether it's me, I think it is me. In terms of the product application, I'm not very good with liquid products, like I said, and I have oily skin, so I don't like using them anyway. So yeah, I'm struggling. I don't really know what I'm doing. So if you've got any advice for me on, blush tones and things like that, and I asked on TikTok and I had some really good advice, but it just, when I went and tried the blushes of different shades and stuff, the stuff that people are recommending just looked so stupid on me. Did not look natural at all, but maybe that's just because I don't blush in the areas I want to put blush, so maybe it just looks stupid because of that. I don't know. I'm definitely liking this a little bit more. It's like, it's here where I don't like it, like on the top of my cheeks, but I've always blushed there and I always think it looks nice, but for some reason recently I've hated my makeup, and I don't know whether that's just because I'm evolving, whether I want it to look differently, or whether it just doesn't suit me anymore. But yeah, I'm open to tips, so if you would like to leave me some, that would be really nice. One of the other things I've been trying, I haven't got any nearby to show you, but one of the things I've been trying this month is wearing hairbands. And you're going to think, sorry, excuse me, it's very dry in here. You're going to think, come on, like, you're 25. What do you mean you're trying wearing hairbands? Just put them on. I think they look ridiculous on me. Like, I actually think they look really stupid. But I keep seeing other creators wear them, and I think they look so nice on them, and I think they look really cool, really fun, and just like, I sometimes just want the front of my hair back, like my fringe, because I don't like it on my skin when it's this hot and things like that. Let's take another drink because I'm such a dry throat right now. Yeah, sometimes I just want the front of my hair back when my hair's clean, but I don't want my fringe sticking to my forehead. So I was like, I'll get some hair bands, just like stretchy. I call them Alice bands. They're not Alice bands, but literally they're about that thick and they're stretchy. Just push them back to my hairline. And I've worn them a couple of times, and to be honest, I feel like an absolute knobhead. Like, I feel so stupid in them. But every time I've worn them out, everybody's complimented on me. Like, complimented me on them. I wore them to work. For like our show day, so that my hair was out of the way but I still look nice, and so many of the kids were like, you look so cool, I really like the hairband, it really suits you. Like, the other members of staff were like, I really like this today, like what you've done with your hair today, it's so different, I really like it. And I'm like, I feel like an idiot. Like, I just feel so stupid and performative in them. I think that's what it is. I think it just doesn't feel like me wearing them. It feels really performative, and that's kind of how I feel when I wear makeup sometimes. I think that's why I'm really struggling at the minute. Is I don't know whether I'm changing, I'm transforming, like, I'm growing out my hair, I'm trying to change my look a little bit, and I don't know whether that's throwing me off, whether I don't like it, whether I do, whether that's putting everything out off kilter, if you know what I mean. But I'm trying new stuff with, like, my fashion and my hair and all that kind of stuff, and I don't know. I think the hairbands look really silly on me. But they're nice just to go around the house in anyway. Like I said, when I want my hair off my face, that's kind of what I bought them for, is when I'm like around the house so I don't have to put my hair up in a ponytail. So they are serving their purpose, but I wanted to wear them out as well and be like a fashionista, but I don't know if I'm a fashionista, you know? I just don't know if it's my vibe and if it suits me. So I've been really struggling with like my, I guess, overall appearance in a way, with like my hair and my makeup and the way that I dress. I just kind of am like, I don't know what to do. I just don't know. So I don't know. I've been wearing hairbands and I wanted to tell you guys about it because it's been making me feel some type of way. And then we go into, you know, Comic-Con prep, really. I started getting ready for con and getting my stuff together and, you know, making sure that I had everything I needed. And I was only going for one day, so I only had one cosplay with me. But my Wanda wig, I wore my WandaVision Wanda, and I love that cosplay. It's one of my favourites. It showed off my tattoo, my literal Wanda tattoo, so it was really nice to wear. But I feel like I need to upgrade it a little bit. There's like a little silver bit, it's like a belt, and it's not metal. I think I need to 3D print one so it looks a bit more solid. But yeah, I'd had to get my bits together. The big bit that really irritates me with that at the minute is the wig. And I love the wig. It was so beautiful when I first bought it. It's the perfect colour. And the problem is I've never found anything like it since. I've been slowly upgrading my wig collection into lace front wigs because when I first started, I was like, I don't need lace front wigs. They don't make a difference. Like, a hard front is fine. No, lace front wigs really do make a difference. The first one I bought was a blonde lace front for Yelena because it was so short. I was like, I'm not going to get away with a hard front. And the amount of people that thought I dyed my hair blonde was absolutely insane. And it looks so natural. It's so beautiful. It's one of my favourite wigs. So then after that point, I was like, I need some more lace front wigs to upgrade my cosplay collection. So I've been trying to find a lace front wig for that Wanda cosplay because it's getting so matted, it gets so knotty because it's really long and it gets stuck on the Velcro on the back of my costume, and it's just served its purpose really. I've had it for a really long time and I really want to upgrade it, but I literally cannot find a wig that's the right colour, the right style, the right length, anything. I literally cannot find one. So I took it upon myself to restyle this wig. So I gave it a fabric softener bath. I put it in the forbidden soup, as we call it. Soaked it in fabric softener and warm water, brushed it through with the fabric softener in it. And what I normally do is rinse the fabric softener out. But this time around, I knew I was going to want to steam it. So I left the fabric softener in after I brushed it out and then let it dry with the fabric softener still in. And that really did make a difference. So after that, I got a fine tooth comb and I steamed it with a fine tooth comb. So it was like, it was fresh, it wasn't knotted or anything like that. And then I braided the wig, steamed it in the braids, and then straightened the braids with a hair straightener. And honestly, you know what? It wasn't perfect, but it was pretty damn near to brand new as I could probably get it. And I think that it looked really nice. It looked so much neater. There was like so many stray hairs in it. It was so wispy and I couldn't control it. And like I couldn't do anything with it. And it just felt like a big helmet. But after I styled it, like I said, it wasn't completely brand new, but it was as good as, to be honest. It was as good as. Some of the ends need trimming off because they're a bit frazzled. But I think, all things considered, I've never done it before, but I would definitely do it again. And it's definitely given this wig that was literally in the bin, like it needed completely replacing. It's given it a new life. So I was really impressed with myself, actually. The other reason that I want a new, like a lace front wig, is that it's so much easier to put my crown on with. I had a lace front for my Multiverse of Madness Wanda, but it was too short. But because it was lace front, I don't know what it was, but I could part it. And because I could part it, and it was a little better quality than what I've got, it was easier to wear my crown, and it looked so much nicer, and the wig fell so much flatter. And it's not like pushing like normally what happens is it pushes the front of the hard front up, so it always looks a bit dodge. And like, it's definitely, this time I wore it was better than the first time I wore it to con. Like I've definitely upped my wig game a little bit, but you could see the elastic slightly, because I couldn't get the wig to lay over it the way that I wanted it to. So I'm really proud of my styling, and I think it came out really cute, and I would like to do it again. I'm getting a new wig for my Multiverse of Madness cosplay, and I want to learn how to curl it, so I'm definitely going to wig style again. I really enjoyed doing it. I styled my Yelena wig as well, so you know, I'm not that bad at doing it. I could get a wig off Wiggers Fashion. That's the other place I was looking at, but it wasn't going to arrive in time. So I think if I get a new wig, that's where I'm going to get one from. But I think for now, it's surviving. And on that, I just kind of want to get back into cosplay a little bit more. I'm just reading my little notes list here. I just want to get into cosplay a little bit more again. It's been so hot and I've been so tired and exhausted, physically particularly, but also mentally. I've also got Pokopia recently and a Switch 2, and just found a few more hobbies so that I don't end up cosplaying in the 9,000 degree heat wave in the UK at the minute. But every time I get into cosplay, I really enjoy it. It's just the thought of getting into cosplay sometimes puts me off. Like, I didn't want to film this today, didn't want to put my makeup on and do any of that. I didn't really feel like it. But now that I'm doing it, it feels fine. And, you know, I've committed to this. I've committed to making these videos and I want to do them and I need to hold myself accountable. And it's the same with cosplay. I've been really trying over the past few months to work it in. I've got sounds saved, I've got videos planned, I've got the cosplay out, ready to go. I just don't do it. But being at Comic-Con and being around other cosplayers made me go, I really want to get back into this properly again. So I'm ordering a new cosplay today, which is really exciting. And I'm going to keep it a surprise completely until it comes, because I'm really excited about it. And it actually ties into something that I'm going to be doing later on in the year, which I'll tell you about when we get there. But yeah, con prep was intense because it was also going alongside my exam prep, because whoa, I had a modern jazz exam a couple days ago. That's why I keep sitting down, because everything is so sore. But look at me, I'm like a little minion. I need to sit up into my shot. But yeah, I had a dance exam a couple days ago and I've been preparing for it for a couple of months. But honestly, with the heat and with everything else that's going on, I just feel like my brain is switched off. It has not been working. So I've been trying to write this portfolio and practice all my routines and come up with my choreography and do these, and also do my show work and my show work at my other job and my cosplaying and stuff for con and trying to get everything and stream as well. I haven't streamed in so long. But yeah, my routine has been completely thrown off kilter because of all of this. And then in that, I'm trying to fit in, sorry, I forgot how to speak. Trying to write my portfolio for this exam, prep all my choreography. And honestly, it's been a toughie. My body feels rough. I feel old. I'm tired. But I finally did get it prepped. I started writing it all by hand, which actually helped me out with my memory. So I might be doing that again next time before I type it up. I say next time, it's my last one, guys. It's my last one. So I'm quite excited to have my final exam done on the 24th of July, so in a couple months. But yeah, it's been a long month of like constantly being on my laptop writing, editing music for work and all that kind of stuff and trying to fit everything in, and like cosplaying and that kind of stuff has fallen by the wayside. Something really good that happened this month is that I bought Cat's Eye tickets. I'm going to see Cat's Eye in September. I am so freaking excited. I actually cannot wait. Let me give you the rundown. So I had a teaching lesson for my exam. I'm too excited. I had a teaching lesson and I missed one of the pre-sales. So I was like, oh, I'm not going to get any now. And this pre-sale was immediately after my lesson ended. It was literally within minutes. So I had the website loaded up as I was finishing up my lesson. And it thought I was a bot. So one of the websites was refreshing itself and it kicked me out. So I was like, great, you did that to me, but whatever. I got in the queue and I was about 50,000 people in the queue. And I was like, ain't no way I'm going to get anything. And then within probably 5 minutes or so, there was a little notification to say that there's multiple pre-sales going on and some of the tickets have already sold out. And I was like, okay, great. So I stayed in the queue and it was going down and down and down and down. And I got in and there was no tickets left. So I was like, oh, that's annoying. So then I was like, it's fine, I'll try again. I closed it down, went into my emails, and I'd actually had another email saying, here's a new pre-sale link. And I was like, oh, okay. So I clicked on it. I actually went to the other venue because I was like, oh, the first venue I tried is sold out. Went to the other venue and I managed to get into the website, but it was like kept kicking me out because it was like, you're on your phone, you're on your laptop, you're on your phone. And I was like, I didn't mean to. I was just checking my emails and it came up on my phone and not on my laptop. So it kept kicking me out of the queue on both my devices, even though I wasn't on both at the same time. So I was getting kicked out and kicked out and kicked out. I finally logged into Ticketmaster on my laptop, got into the venue and tried to get standing tickets. And I was like, I don't know why I can't add them to my basket. And then I remembered about the pre-sale code. So I put the pre-sale code in and I finally managed to get my boyfriend and I, standing tickets for Cat's Eye. And I literally cannot wait. I am half tempted because since then the VIP has come out. I'm half tempted to buy the VIP too, even though it's literally double the price of each ticket. So we actually managed to pay £88 each, and the VIP would be £175 each, which is what I've paid for 2 tickets. So as much as I really desperately want to do it and I want to be on the front row, I want to be in the sound check, I want the merch, I really want that, but it's just not worth the money. But I can't believe I won the Ticketmaster war. I actually got some tickets and we're going to go see Cat's Eye. Like, I'm so excited. I told all the kids at work and they were actually so jealous, but I don't care. I actually don't care. What was even more stressful about it though was that my card has expired recently and I haven't changed it on my PayPal. So then as I was trying to go through the purchase, it was like, your card has expired. I was like, I know, but I can't find my new card. So I'm like running around the house trying to find my purse, trying to find my new card to put into PayPal so then I could buy these tickets, which you're on timer to buy. Then I'm trying to buy them and I haven't clicked this tiny little box 3 pages ago. So I had to go back and then it was honestly a nightmare. And I thought I was going to lose them because of that. But I bought them and I'm so excited. And now I'm thinking about making myself an outfit. So I bought Unichase Cat's Eye jacket. So I've got the Gap jacket and I think I'll probably wear that because it's supposed to be like, it's September, so it's probably going to be chilly in the evening. And I don't know what to wear with it. I've got like a leopard print vest top, which I bought to go with the jacket. but I really want to crochet something to go over the top. So I don't know whether to make like a shrug, like, you know, one of those sleeveless tops. I've worn them on my Instagram before. Like, I'm actually wearing a top I've crocheted today, so I don't know whether to make like a pink version of this with a heart, because I want to go like pink because it's pinky up, and I know that it's not pinky up tour, but like pink is my vibe at the minute, and I think it really matches them, and I think it'll go well with the leopard print. So I kind of want to make like a pink off the shoulder top with like a heart pattern or something. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I don't know whether to make like a vest top. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to make. I might make a couple options, and I don't know what to wear for trousers either. I think I'm going to wear like a skirt. So I don't know whether to make like, you know, like a belt or like a sash or something to go on top of the skirt. So I'm like really excited about my outfit, but I don't know what I'm going to make yet. So I'm going to be making something. I just don't know what it is. But that's like one of the, like, the highlights of this month was being able to like, was doing that, because I think I deserve it. I think my boyfriend deserves it after everything we've been through with our house, which, you know, is not my story to talk about because it's more his. But it's been a stressful month, and I think we both deserved that, you know, that excitement. Speaking of excitement, I have been playing a lot of Pokopia, and I had a really fun time. I finally spawned Leafeon, which is one of my favourite Pokemon, obviously, and I found out that when you take photos, you can change your Ditto's facial expression, but it also changes the Pokemon that you're with. It changes their expression too. So I was just going through taking the cutest pictures with Leafeon, and if you have a look at my thumbnail, one of them is on my thumbnail because I just love it so much. I think it's so, so cute, and I just had a really fun time taking photos. I do wish you could get them off your Switch. Like, I wish you could download them from the album or like email them to yourself. So if there's a way of doing that, I would love to know, because I would love to have like the actual photos rather than just a photo of it on my Switch. But yeah, I had so much fun taking photos. I've been spawning the evolutions, doing loads of quests. I'm trying not to complete the game really quickly. I've had a little bit of a break because I was speeding through it. But I've been having so much fun, and I've been trying to just do stuff that I enjoy and allowing myself to just relax and have fun, rather than have all systems go all the time. And for con, we're getting to con time now, I decided to paint some Pokemon cards. It's something that I haven't really done before, but I keep seeing people do and I want to do. And I'm not a massively skilled artist, but I wanted to trade some cards at con, and I was too scared to take my actual cards, so I traded my art for someone else's art cards, and I was really proud of myself. They came out really cute. I'm slowly also making myself some cards to put into my Evolutions binder, this little pink one with all of my Gem Pack Volume 2. So I'll give you a little tour of my binder while we're here. There's something to do. This is for my SIRs. If you've seen my TikTok, you know I have the Leafeon SIR, which was my favourite, and I cried lots of tears. And then the first page for every evolution has 2 blank spaces, and I want to put just some art of each Pokemon in those. So I want to get other artists to do it and all that kind of stuff. But for now, I've been painting the evolutions on energy cards, and then I can put my own artwork in there until I get someone else's. And I've been slowly collecting artwork cards as well from other artists, so I can put them in. I want to make my own like artist binder so I can get loads of proxy cards and fake cards, because sometimes they're really cute. And they've been making Pokemon Pocket. I don't know if you know that. I played that a lot. And they have exclusive cards on there. And the evolution ones are so cute. And I've seen proxies of them. So I want to get them all and put them in like a fake artist proxy binder. So I've been trying to do that. And I wanted to get some like placeholders to put in there. So I was like, well, I bought these paint pens for this. So I'm going to just draw some. They're a bit derpy. I'm going to be honest. They are a bit dodgy compared to the other ones that I made. I think I made them too big, because there's so much detail on them. I made them too big, and now like I can't pull it off, so they are a bit dodgy. Some of them are cute, but yeah, they're made. I'm doing them. They're on there. I just have to like fine line a couple of them still, but I ran out of time to do them before I went to con, so just didn't get the chance to finish them off. And that brings us into Comic-Con. So like I said, I painted some cards for an artist, because before I went this year, I actually prepared myself. I was like, I'm going to speed run this in an entire day. So the whole con is only going to be, I'm there for one day, I'm going to do everything that I want to do, but I don't know what I want to do, so I'm actually going to have a look. So I prepared and I looked at loads of stalls. A creator that I love, Kimmy Sparks and Che Creations, they did a Pokemon rally where they did a god pack. So every artist had their own promo and then you get a god pack of their art at the end. So I had a look at all the stalls, I saw what I wanted from each stall, where each stall was, I made an actual full note, made myself a map for me to make sure I could hit all the stalls that I want to hit. I didn't actually manage to get round to them all, but it's probably a good thing because my purse was feeling kind of light at the end of it. But the sad news is they ran out of cards and they ran out of god packs, so I didn't actually get the god pack at the end of it. But it was fine. I decided not to go for it because I knew going that they didn't have the stuff for it. So it was okay. I did still manage to get a lot of the things that I want. They're all over there. I was going to give you a haul, but I'm actually going to save it. So if you do want to see a haul, it's going to be over on my TikTok and I'll show you guys everything that I bought over there. But yeah, so it was crazy. It was crazy. I had about 20 stalls that I wanted to go find. Normally, I will definitely go around 20 stalls anyway, but I wanted to find specific bits from each place, and I also had bits to pick up for my friend because, spoiler alert, she tore her calf, which meant when I was staying with her and she was supposed to be coming to con with me, she didn't come in the end because she tore her calf. So I was planned to go around and find some bits for her that I knew she wanted. So I managed to hit most of the places that I want, and I actually saw other places, so I didn't try and get every place, if that makes sense. As I was going around, I was like, actually, I like this stuff more than the stuff I planned to get, so I didn't go to all of the places. But what I did get was very, very cute. I got mainly stickers, a whole bunch of stickers, because the back of my Switch is looking real empty, and it's like the prime place for stickers, so I'd really like to put some stickers on there. One of my favourite things I found was a Smosh sticker. It was Shane as the Chosen, and Charlie and I are going to Smosh dressed as the Chosen, so I had to get a little Shane. I'm going to put him in my phone case when we go because I think that's really funny. But yeah, I was really excited to see that. There was a lot of like BritCon stuff, which my best friend that I was staying with absolutely loves. So I went round for her, found a bunch of the BritCon stuff that she wanted. But yeah, I mainly got that. I got a couple pairs of socks from Che Creations as well, which I'm really excited about. I got a pair for my boyfriend and his sister as well. So yeah, I had a really good time. I spent a lot of money. However, it's time for the rundown of the day. And it didn't go very well, let's be honest. So the UK is currently suffering from a fat heat wave. It is a lot less hot today, so it's going away a little bit, but I think it's going to circle back round. But the Sunday of MCM was the hottest of the 3 days, and it was about 31 degrees. And that's what I measured. That's the time I measured it. I think it was hotter than that. So I'm staying with my friend, and she lives in an area, it's about an hour away from London on a good day. It wasn't a good day because it was bank holiday weekend and it was also Sunday. So all of the train services were completely messed up, which is fine. I anticipated that. I checked all of that. I was prepared for that. And I bought myself a travel card the day before so I could go and get any train and I could have all of the tubes paid for and it would get me back and I wouldn't have to pay any extra money, which was great. And I would definitely do that again if I was staying with her. However, I don't think I'm going to stay with her again. Apologies, Natalie, because as much as I adored it and it was really nice to see her, my God, was it the worst travel ever. I am never doing that again. I am never travelling on the day again, even if it was closer. I was actually better off. I live in the East Midlands. I was better off going from East Midlands Parkway to London. That would have been quicker than going from a commuter belt place. That's how bad it was. So I wake up at 5 a.m. to get ready, do my hair, do my makeup, and it all goes entirely wrong. The whole thing. It's a bit patchy today, but the entire part of my foundation and my liquid contour here came off. It was literally bare skin. My left eye completely, it was the opposite. It grabbed all of the eye makeup. My left eyebrow slipped off. It literally just didn't draw. And my whole face melted. And when I say melted, I mean melted. The makeup just literally, evaporated off my face. I don't know where it went. It didn't slip down. It didn't go anywhere. It just evaporated. It was that hot. Before I even left the house, I was like, I've actually already had enough. I don't want to go. And I had to carry my crown with me in my hand because I didn't want to get it squished anywhere because it's 3D printed. I didn't buy a new crown. My dad 3D printed me a crown. So I didn't want to break it. I didn't want to carry a massive bag with me because I'd have to carry that all with me all day. But with my cosplay in my tote bag and my thing in hand, I checked my phone and my pre-booked Uber that I booked the day before was cancelled. Didn't turn up. I was like, oh, okay. So at 7 o'clock in the morning, I walk half an hour to the train station. And if you know me personally, I don't walk anywhere, okay? I do not walk anywhere. I will always get a taxi. I will always get an Uber. And it's not because I'm lazy, it's because I'm injured. And I like to preserve it. So I don't mind walking around the shops all day. I don't mind walking around Comic-Con all day. But if I have to walk to a place or from a place, I get irritated because it's extra walking that I don't need. So my Uber didn't turn up and I had to walk to the train station in a place that I didn't know at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I'm walking, I'm on the phone to my mum. I've woken my mum up. I'm like, Mum, I'm by myself. So I walk into the train station. I miss my train because I missed my train that I wanted to get on because it was too late by a minute. 1 single minute I miss it, but it's fine. We're going to move on. And it was predicted to get me in about 20 to 10. So that was enough time for me to go and pick up my ticket and get myself sorted. So I was like, it's fine. We'll go. I got myself a cold drink and I sat down and it was fucking boiling. It was so hot. I only had like a crop top and to be fair, I had black trousers on, so it's not great, but I was sweating. The train comes, I get on the train, and it was annoying because this was the train that had loads of changes that I didn't want to be on because I was going to have to get off at Gatwick, go from Gatwick to somewhere else and go from there to Canary Wharf and then Canary Wharf to the XL. So I'm like, great. So Gatwick station is coming up and I'm like, oh, for God's sake, I'm going to have to go through Gatwick. Let me check my phone to see where I'm going. Oh, the connection is cancelled. So I'm like, okay, fine. So not only has my Uber not turned up, my face is melting off, I missed the train, and now my connection is cancelled. And this isn't even to mention what happened the day before. I'll get there in a minute. So I'm like, okay, great. I don't get off at Gatwick because I know it goes all the way to London Victoria. So it gets to London Victoria, and I know where I'm going, so it's fine. So I get off at London Victoria. I get off the tube at the wrong stop because I forgot, I wasn't listening and forgot I was 1 stop early basically. And then I was like, it's fine. Canary Wharf's not that far away. I'll walk to Canary Wharf and try and find a toilet. Nope, no frickin' toilets. No toilets on the walk. So fine, it's fine. I'm just holding it in. I get to con at 1 minute past 10. And to be fair, I wasn't supposed to get in there till 1:15. So I was quite proud of myself. I walked around, got my little ticket, went to the toilet, got dressed, had a wonderful day. My friend Ed very kindly hosted me and a couple of other people on a panel, which was incredible. Now, I'm not going to talk about it too much because I'm actually going to upload the whole panel onto the channel in a couple of days. I haven't had a chance to edit it. It's been a crazy week. But in terms of the experience, it was amazing. I had a wonderful time. As you know, I like to yap. So the fact that the MCM were willing to give me and a couple of other people microphones to talk about our experiences, talk about being performers and the reality of what it's like in this industry was so much fun. Ed was a fabulous host. Thank you, Ed. And thank you to Abby and Mo for being the other panelists. It was wonderful. We had a really good time. Everybody was so kind and supportive. We had full turnout. There was 100 people there, which we weren't expecting at all. People asked questions. It was a great time and we were all really impressed with ourselves and thoroughly chuffed with how well that it went. I also bumped into my childhood best friend, which was so sweet, and I don't even have the words to describe how nice it was to see her. So Tabitha, if you do get to watch this, thank you so much for spending time with me, and yeah, I can't wait to see you in a few days because we're hopefully going to meet up soon. We haven't seen each other in nearly 10 years, guys. It's been a while. So I was really glad to bump into her and see her and spend time with her. So all things considered, it was a great day. I gave myself massive blisters wearing my shoes. I need to put some new soles in them. My feet, when I got home, were so swollen. Now, this is TMI if you want to skip ahead about a minute. My feet were so swollen, there was no gap between my toes. Like, you know how there's like webbing between my hands and feet like this? It was like up here, and I couldn't use my muscles to separate my toes because they were that swollen. They just didn't go anywhere. I had to put an ice pack between my toes to take the swelling down because the swelling was pushing on the blisters and making them hurt, and then I couldn't walk. So that was a bit of a nightmare. But overall, I had a really good time. Would I travel on the day again? No. Will I be travelling on the trains in the near future? I was going to say no, but yes, I am, because I'm going to London in a couple of weeks. But I've got to tell you, the first part of the con fiasco was on the Saturday morning. You know how I said I booked myself a first class train? Yeah. No. I got on the train. First class was full. And I asked the conductor to see if there was any seats for me because I had a bunch of stuff that I couldn't carry. Some bitch sat in my seat. Sorry for swearing, but literally, I saw the one seat that was left over. Was like, I'm gonna sit here if that's okay with you. To the guy that was sat opposite me, took my suitcase back, put my suitcase up. Couldn't take my backpack off because there was no space. I was gonna take the backpack off and put it on the thing, but I couldn't get it off because there was people coming. So I was like, oh, I'll get out of the way, put my suitcase away, and then go sit back down. No, some bitch saw me and sat in the seat I was gonna sit in. So I ended up sat between the two carriages. I asked the train conductor to find me a seat. Everybody had a ticket. So I was sat in the alcove between two train carriages in first class, had no seat, and I was planning on doing all my work for my exam. So I had no seat, no table. They didn't feed me or water me either because they couldn't see me because there was a group of people. And it was awful. It was genuinely one of the worst journeys I've ever had. And I have the worst journeys every single time. So yeah, it was a nightmare. Luckily, I did manage to get I bought first class on the way back as well. So I did manage to get a first class seat. I managed to do a bunch of my work. So it was fine on the way back. But honestly, I left a massive complaint. And what's more annoying is that I haven't heard anything back about it. So I will be sending another email about that. I've forgotten something. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, so, oh my god, I was going to say something about what happened at Comic-Con. Anyway, so after this panel, we had a really nice email from the team at MCM basically saying we'd love to see you do it again. So Ed has actually applied for us to do it in MCM Birmingham this August, which leads me on to this new cosplay that I'm wearing, because if it's going to be that fucking hot again, Jesus Christ, I need a new cosplay, because that was the least hot cosplay I had and I was still melting. So I was looking at new cosplays to get that were less hot, were going to be more airy, and I found something really, really perfect. And yeah, I'm getting started with the 3D prints soon. So I hope that gives you a little bit. It's a fandom I've only cosplayed once, and it's just something I'm really excited about. And I'm hoping to try and finish crocheting the other cosplay that I was starting, but it's proving to be incredibly difficult. So I think I'm just going to put a pin in it for now and just worry about other stuff. I think if I get a new cosplay, it might just revitalise my love a little bit. I think I'm feeling a little bit stuck. I'm not really enjoying the cosplays that I have at the minute. So I'm hoping that when this new one comes, when it all gets sorted, that hopefully it makes me feel a little better. So yes, that's basically the month. I'll talk a little bit about my exam because holy crap was it hot. It was so hot. And I was doing intermediate modern jazz, or intermediate contemporary modern jazz. And I decided instead of doing it in modules, which is what I normally do, I did the entire exam, the entire unit in one exam. I was in there for 2 hours, and actually it was with my old dance teacher, and I adore that woman with like my whole heart and soul. It was really nice to see her. It was a really relaxed exam. I think I did really, really well, but my body is not happy. I was really glad that she didn't make me dance every exercise. There was a couple like really difficult exercises that I was really worried about because I was starting to feel really weak. But I didn't have to do them, so I was quite happy. The ones I did dance, I think I danced well. I talked about a lot of things, and I think I kind of covered all bases. There was a couple of things that I wish I'd said about in teaching techniques wise, but I just, when you're trying to talk about everything and cover all bases, I just forgot stuff. So I think I got everything in. I did as best as I could with the conditions I had. It was so hot. It was a tiny little studio. It just was not ideal conditions, but I'm glad that I did it, and I'm definitely not complaining. I'm really excited to get to my results, so I'm very, very glad that it's over, and I'm hoping to be finished by the time that I move away at the end of the summer, or at the beginning of the summer, depends on whatever happens, because it's a little chaotic over here right now. But yeah, I think that's everything. While I was away with my friend, I actually managed to pick up 5 packs of the newest Pokemon set, Chaos Rising. And actually I was really impressed. They had a whole bunch of stock. And I know it was only the day after release, but it was the day after the release day, and it was bank holiday weekend, half term. Like, I was expecting to get absolutely nothing, but I managed to get 5 packs of Chaos Rising. So at the end of the video, as tradition, I'm going to open a pack for you now. I'm actually going to pick the one that's on the top, and it is the Froakie's Evolution. I can never remember his name. I don't even know what cards are in this set, really. I haven't been paying too much attention to it. Oh, sidebar, I bought these nails. They're from Elegant Touch. They were £4 and they've stayed on for a week. My Primark nails, they used to be really good, but recently every pair I bought just literally falls off. These have been on for a week and I've only had to put one back on. Like, hello, that's insane. And if I buy any more nails in the future, which I will be doing, I'm going to be getting them from there. The only problem is I can't actually get into this pack. Okie dokie. I think this is going to be a Psychic Energy. Bam. Oh, it's water. I can't actually see the cards, so we're going to just do this. Ooh! Quilladin. Phantom. Braixen. Oh, Mareep! Look how cute that is. I love Mareep. Have a look. Have a look. We'll have a look. Sudowoodo. Emma. Trevenant. And we're on the last few cards. Weedle. And Keldeo. Nice. Oh, I like the artworks in this set. They're different. Like, I like the neon-y vibes to them. I think Mareep was my favourite. Like, look how friggin' cute that is. Please focus on the card. Look how cute that is. Mareep is I like sheep Pokemon and I like pig Pokemon too. So I'm very, very happy with my Mareep there. A little bit of a shorter episode, I think, today, because I think that's everything for me to say, apart from the fact that it's friggin' hot here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you want to see me elsewhere, then everything else is in my bio, my TikTok, my Instagram, everything else. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and hopefully I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.